And today we're going to talk about adding transitions to your movies. So transitions are a really nice way to have a segue in between different events in your movie. Really kind of helps the audience move along with you. So to do that, it's very simple. Below your preview window, there's something that kind of looks like the hourglass. If you click on that, you'll come up with a variety of transitions. So all you have to do to pick one is you just take the transition and drag it over and drop it. So perhaps I want to put a transition in between my title slide and then the beginning of my movie. So I just wait until I get the bar right where I want it, and then I let go, and that'll put that transition in here. So now when I play that little segment, it'll play, and then that little transition between that and the rest of the show. Now, just like with everything else, when I lay my mouse over it, notice I get the little gear with the arrow. That allows me to adjust my transition. So perhaps I'd like to put a longer transition in here. So maybe I want this to be a 1-second transition, which is pretty long actually. And then I have the opportunity here to apply it to everything that I'd ever put in the future so that they're all consistent. Or if I uncheck that, that would just be just for this one. And then I can also change my transitions if I'm really not fond of this one anymore. If I click here, I can be popped right back in and pick a different transition if I'd like. But I'm just going to go ahead and leave it and click on Done. And now if you notice, we're going to play this again, but now I have a 1-second transition between the two. So I really had time to see that transition. But a lot of different transitions here that really help kind of set the tone for the viewer so that they know something different is coming just by adding that transition. So I'm going to go ahead and add another transition here at the end, and it'll just be kind of a little cube that'll take us to the ending. And notice if we click here, now we get the cube that will move us to the end. And again, I might want to just change the length, that duration. So if I go to transition adjustments, I'm going to go ahead and change that to 1 second just so that you guys can see that and I can see it too. Because that went so quickly. So sometimes to make a smoother transition, you can make it move a little bit slower. Now, one thing I also like to do is sometimes just put a blank slide at the end, or you can transition to just a blank slide. And so that's kind of nice too. There's one that's just called Fade to Black. So you can just put in a Fade to Black transition. And then if you notice now, after the end, if I play that, it just fades out to black. And that's one of my favorite transitions for just ending videos. So there you have it, TT for T, with putting transitions into your iMovies.